everyone, hope you're doing fantastic today. My name is Guillaume, this is Thomann's Guitars and Basses, and welcome to this very first Hit the Tone Q&A. We started to do a bunch of Q&As for different formats because you guys have so many questions regarding the gear and why we do this and how we do this, so I thought it'd be a good idea to implement it on Hit the Tone. I'm going to be answering a bunch of questions today, hopefully give you some insight as to how this format works. If you enjoyed that video, please do let me know in the comment section and show some love by liking it, subscribing to the channel, and all of that good stuff. Thank you so very much in advance. And first question for today is from the GOAT. And this one is probably one of the nicer versions of how that question was phrased, but it's definitely the most frequently asked question on this format. He basically commented, the Fender Hot Rod Deluxe Suite should be your signature amp on Thomann. And that echoes with so many of you guys out there who've been screaming, very nicely always obviously, why don't you change the amp? Why do you keep using that one? Well, it's a very simple answer. I'm using the Fender Hot Rod because it's your run-of-the-mill, most sold, most used ever Fender amplifier in that price range. My objective with that format is not to tell you exactly, hey, he used a Mesa head and a Marshall head blended together in 4 cabs to get that sound. Because that means that first I have to carry all of that stuff, and then that you guys have to buy it to get to the same result. And that's not the objective. We all know that's, you know, the way the artist went about it, and that's how you get the sound, obviously. My point here is to try and take things that are maybe more affordable to some extent, but also solutions that will apply to most of you out there. And so that's why I'm always using that amp, because it's also a great pedal platform. And if you're covering any sort of metal or whatever, it'll always be cheaper to buy a really good high gain pedal, like a Rev or a Bogner pedal, rather than buying the full-blown tube head. So I understand when you guys say, oh my God, use a metal amp, right? It makes all of the sense, but it's not the point I want to make with these videos. I want to reach to as many people as I possibly can, and you know, that's part of my process. But thank you very much, the GOAT, for your comments, and all your comments, always really appreciate them. And question number 2 is from another one of our commenters-in-chief here, Stanislav Migra, who says, the tone is here, but when you listen closely, there is much more to be played. I'm struggling over the years to get it all into place at full speed. Now, that was under the Guns N' Roses Paradise City Hit the Tone. And yeah, that's completely true. I'm not playing all of it for 2 reasons, mostly. The first one being, on the record, there's so much double tracking. On the lives, there's so many different versions of the same thing, essentially. It's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly what's here on that original take and what was added afterwards. So that's one reason, one excuse that I'm trying to find for myself. The second one being our sort of recording process for these episodes. In these Corona times, we have to considerably reduce the amount of video shootings that we do. It's very small teams, and so we'll be shooting 6 videos at a time, like during one day. So I have to figure out the 6 different sounds, 6 different setups, 6 different, you know, songs that are most often kind of hard to play, right? So yeah, I'll mess up here and there. I'll miss some things. And because it's all of that in the same day, yes, sometimes I will mess up. I'm sorry about that, but at the same time, I'm not trying to cover these songs. I'm just trying to give you guys some tools to understand what's going on in there and to inspire you to maybe, you know, discover a new sound on your guitar, or maybe a new artist even that you might have not heard about until now. And yeah, just try different sonic, mental, whichever spaces. But Stanislav, as usual, thank you so very much for your comments, man. I really love them. On to question number 3. And that question is from Karsten Bursak. Sorry if I butchered that. Never saw him use a Soldano. Currently he's using Bogner. Before that it was CAE, so Custom Audio Electronics Engineering. Custom Audio Amps and Marshalls for decades. That was under the Toto episode, the Hold the Line. And yeah, that's the kind of comment that I do get a lot under these videos, and I completely understand them. The internet is such a weird place to look for information, and whatever you're looking for, you'll probably find it And that goes for gear as well. You always have so many different versions of the same story. And when I'm looking into, what was used in the studio, in the recording, or even just live sessions for these artists, I always come across so many different options. And it's hard, if not impossible, to say for sure this is what was used, right? So I completely get it. That being said, I did see quite a few pictures of Steve Lukather's rig. I'm not going to put them on screen because, copyright issues and stuff, with at least two SLO 100. So I don't know how big of a part that was in his rig, either current or at the time. I did see some Soldanos. I don't have the pretension of saying that I'm right with that and you're wrong, but there's different truth out there on the internet, so I have to take that into account as well. But thank you for keeping me in check and making sure I get the right information on these. And that leads us to question number 4, which will be a final question for today, from Josiah, saying, "You speak too long and teach less." Thank you, Josiah. But I did get that comment quite a bit, even more so in the earlier videos. And that's true. I do talk a lot. The reason I give myself for doing that is I know I could cut it shorter, definitely. And if not me when I'm filming, I know we could, Chris, and we could edit differently so that it just turns out to be shorter. When I talk, it's to give you guys information. And I understand that it's not information that everyone needs, but it's information that some of you might need. So when I'm rambling on which piece of gear was used or might have been used, or that particular technique or feel in a song, I completely get that it's something that might not interest you personally, but there are enough people who comment under there happy to see that being included in the video, right? People that are here more for the history side of things, people that are here more to just practically learn the song and learn the phrasing and all of that stuff. So I want to cover as much ground as I possibly can so that everyone finds something useful in there. That being said, I had that running joke in the beginning of always putting the same timestamps in the video description. That lasted for almost a year, but by now the timestamps are actually accurate to the different parts of the video. So if you're not interested in me describing the gear, or if you're not interested in me showing you how to play because you already know the song, please go check out the description box down below. All right, and on that, I think that's it. There were a few questions, hopefully a few useful answers. Let me know if you enjoy that kind of video. But you guys take care, have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next Monday in a new episode of Hit the Tone.